This is Jim Reynolds, and I am with Angela Whitbeck. Angela and I are trying to start a church, and that's a pretty cool thing. We're trying to plant a church in Oregon City. Now, it was a few months ago that I was asked to do this, and I had talked to a few people and somehow kind of missed talking to Angela until later. And I am so happy I did, because she seems to be my biggest advocate with this, or my not advocate, what would be a better word for it?
Supporter, cohort, fellow troublemaker, I don't know.
Oh, how about partner?
Partner, there we go. Partner's a good word.
I think partner's a good word. So both Angela and I are interested in trying to help people find a relationship with Jesus. But I don't know, for myself, Ange, I have a hard time getting my friends to come to the church that we both go to. And the church that we both go to is a great church. They've been beautiful, wonderful people, but it's a very traditional church.
Yes, and I have the same thing. Sometimes, I don't want to say I don't feel comfortable, but it doesn't move me like I wish it would sometimes. And I don't want to invite my friends to a place that I'm not passionate about. Yeah. So, I think this Oregon City church plant is something that I'm looking for a place where I feel the Spirit move every time we get together.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of exciting trying to do something that is new. So as we're trying to look and plan this church, some of the things we talked about today were how do we get this small church, this home church feel, and keep it even if we move into a building. And so we've talked about a couple different, service styles, would you call it, that we've been doing.
Yeah.
And so what do you think about what we've been doing so far? I mean, how has that touched people?
Well, I think it's great because it's more interactionary, if that's a word.
It is now.
When you have a traditional church and a pastor up front, most services that I've been to, it's not that you're not allowed, but it's not encouraged to interrupt or ask questions. And I think what we've been doing in this small group home church setting is very open to people's opinions and asking questions. We just recently had somebody say, well, this Bible verse says this, and I don't understand it. And we were able to talk as a group and say, well, I see it from this point of view. And somebody else was like, well, I kind of see that, but this is what it says to me. And it opened my mind up to new possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of great things that happen when you get small groups and you have people bouncing ideas off of each other. Mm-hmm. The tough part is we also talked about a couple that was here and they had started in a small church like this, and then they moved into a bigger building and they got more people, and then all of a sudden they lost that small group feel. So the challenge we're going to have is, how in the world are we going to keep that small group feel, even if God blesses us with more people?
Yeah, it's a tough question. And I think, if our hearts are in the right place and we're following where God leads and not just trying to push an agenda, which I think we're both on that same page, where, we want God to lead us. He's led us to Oregon City. Me so much so that I just bought a house in Oregon City and moved here. So,
yeah,
if we let the Lord lead, then I think we can keep that small group feel, and we're just going to have to keep experimenting and trying things. And if it don't stick, then
try something else.
Try something else. And that's what's great about having a small church and a small group, is you can do that. You're not trying to change the course of a cruise ship. Right now we're in a little rowboat, and we can do that.
Yeah, we can go in circles if we want. We probably will go in some circles. But yeah, because both of us sit on the board of our traditional church,
Yeah.
and both of us has tried to get the church to change one direction or the other, and it's wow, there's so much effort it takes to turn the rudder of that ship. That both of us are really anxious to see what will happen. And what's kind of interesting is with all the churches closing down because of the coronavirus, we didn't plan on doing this at all.
Nope.
We started out with just a few people. We thought, let's just get, all the churches are shut down, so let's get our core group together on Sabbath mornings and let's just have a little worship service and maybe experiment. And then we started out with 5, 6 people, and then the next week it had a few more. Then we had 10 people. Last Sabbath we had 20 people. Right now we're meeting in your house and on Zoom. Excuse me. And so we don't know where God's going to take this or if he's going to. I mean, next week 2 people could be you and I here and nobody else here. We don't know. Oh, we don't have any idea. But what I wanted to do with this recording that I'm making is kind of document what we're going through right now and the decisions we're trying to make. And we're looking for a place. Right now we're having it at your house and on Zoom, but we're looking for a place. We've got a couple. I mean, we have the Clackamas Community College, which is, I think, $550 a Sabbath is what it would be. Mm-hmm. I believe that's what it is. And so we're looking at maybe hiring that place. But shoot, we don't have any money.
Right. Yeah. You gotta have money to do things. And that's, I think, also part of this is, how do we raise money for something that isn't quite fully baked?
Yeah.
How do you get people to invest in something that isn't proven?
Yeah, it's a vision, it's a dream, it's a mirage at this point. It's not something you can grab and hold. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things we talked about is putting a website together, and then having a giving button on that website that will go back to our mother church. So the church that Ange and I are in right now is the mother church. And they voted to go ahead and help us to start this church plant. So we'll get our website hooked to their website, and so people can give online or however they want to, and we'll just start. I'm going to start. My mother wants to be the first one to put money in it.
Nice.
So I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you can't depend on your mom, who can you? And I'm 55. But I'll still take help from my mother. I tell you what. So over the course of time, as Angie and I continue to grow this, or with the help of God, if it grows, as Angela and I continue to go along, we will periodically make another recording and try to let everybody know what we're doing and how it's working. And of course, you can see where we mess up, where we trip and fall, and or where things work. We'll tell you what it's like to look for places, what it's like to put the website together, and of course, both of us, I think, have done that before, but how the giving is going. And so as documenting where this is going and what we're doing, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think we're just going to have to experiment and definitely listen to God and follow where he leads, or, keep our eyes open. And you guys should keep your ears open, tune in, and we'll keep you up to date.
Yeah. Pray for us.
Yes. Pray.
There we go. All right. See ya.